Hi, this is your host. Today we are going to answer an interesting question. Does scalp health protect hair fall? For many of us, we think that our hair and scalp are two different things, and if there's a problem with my hair, it's because there's a problem with my hair follicles. But what if I told you that your scalp also plays a very important role in hair growth? And having a healthy scalp can actually reduce the chances of hair fall and hair loss. In this video, we will explore some research that supports this concept. We will also look at how you can improve your scalp health so that you don't lose your hair prematurely. The first study that we're going to look at today is this study here. They did a literature review on the relationship between androgenic alopecia, which is male pattern baldness, or female pattern baldness, and scalp inflammation. They found that a lot of studies show that there's a link between scalp inflammation and androgenic alopecia. So people who have inflamed scalp tend to lose their hair more easily than those without scalp inflammation. So what causes scalp inflammation? Well, you could have scalp inflammation due to a lot of reasons. One of them is seborrheic dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis presents as scaly, itchy patches on the scalp and sometimes on the eyebrow, around the nose, around the mouth, and on the upper back. It's a form of eczema, and it can be quite stubborn. What triggers seborrheic dermatitis? Well, it's not fully understood, but we do know that it's genetic in origin, and it's linked to a type of yeast called Malassezia furfur. Let's look at this next study here. This is a case control study where they looked at 40 participants. Half of them had alopecia areata and the other half were controls. They found that there was a significantly higher proportion of subjects with scalp inflammation in the alopecia areata group compared to the control group. Another study that looked at scalp inflammation in people with alopecia areata found that there were elevated levels of certain inflammatory markers on the scalp in people with alopecia areata compared to those without. And another study that looked at people with alopecia totalis, which is complete hair loss on the scalp, found that there was a high index of scalp inflammation in people with alopecia totalis. What about androgenic alopecia? Does scalp inflammation play a role there too? Well, this study here found that there was no significant difference in the level of scalp inflammation in people with androgenic alopecia compared to those without. However, in this study, they only looked at 25 people. 13 of them had androgenic alopecia and 12 were controls. So it's a very small sample size, and perhaps we need more studies to really understand the role of scalp inflammation in androgenic alopecia. But what about telogen effluvium? Does scalp inflammation play a role there? Well, this study found that there was a high index of scalp inflammation in people with telogen effluvium. In fact, they found that scalp inflammation was present in 87% of patients with telogen effluvium. Having scalp inflammation for an extended period of time may cause damage to the hair follicles. This may lead to permanent hair loss. If the damage is confined to the upper part of the hair follicle, it may result in a change in the growth cycle of the hair. This results in a condition called chronic telogen effluvium. So what should you do if you find that you've got scalp inflammation? How do you treat it? Well, the treatment depends on the underlying cause. For example, if you've got seborrheic dermatitis, then your doctor may prescribe you an antifungal cream to treat the scalp. You may also be given a corticosteroid cream to reduce the itch and the inflammation. And you may be advised to wash your hair regularly with a selenium sulfide shampoo. What if you have dandruff? Well, dandruff is basically scalp inflammation due to a reaction to certain ingredients in hair products. And so, treating dandruff requires treating the underlying cause. So seeing a dermatologist is always useful to try and identify what exactly is causing your dandruff. Sometimes a simple change in shampoo can make all the difference. All right, let's say you've got scalp inflammation under control. Are you now protected against hair fall? Well, the good news is yes. This study found that people who had scalp inflammation had a high index of hair breakage. In other words, they lost more hair due to hair breakage than those without scalp inflammation. Interestingly, those without scalp inflammation still experience some degree of hair shedding, which is completely normal. Those with scalp inflammation shed even more hair than those without. But those with scalp inflammation and treated scalp inflammation actually had less hair breakage than those with scalp inflammation alone. This suggests that once you get your scalp inflammation under control, you may be protected against hair fall due to hair breakage. However, having a healthy scalp isn't the only thing that protects you against hair fall. Nutrition also plays a big role. In this video here, I talk about 4 vitamins that prevent hair loss. Check it out. Also, living a stress-free life helps too. But how do you do that when life is so stressful? Well, this video here teaches you 10 ways to de-stress, so click on that link and watch that video. But what if your hair is already falling out? Is there anything you can do to regrow it? Well, in this video here, I teach you how to regrow your hair fast. It's based on a scientific study, and I've helped many people regrow their hair using these methods, so check it out. This study found that people with alopecia areata had altered gut microbiota compared to those without. Now, why is this important? Well, the gut microbiota, which is the bacteria in our gut, produces something called SCFAs, short-chain fatty acids. These SCFAs promote hair growth by stimulating hair follicle stem cells. So having a healthy gut may be protective against hair fall. But what if you've already started losing your hair? Can you do anything to reverse it? Well, this study found that consuming a high-fiber diet improved hair thickness in both men and women. Also, this study found that consuming a Mediterranean diet, which is a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and olive oil, improved hair loss in postmenopausal women. So what does all this mean? Well, having a healthy scalp is definitely protective against hair fall. It's also important to maintain a healthy lifestyle, eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, and keep stress to a minimum. All these factors combined help to maintain healthy hair. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe because I release new videos every week. Stay strong and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.